Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Granfia deck profile for post-Omniscient Awakening. It's been a few sets since we've updated the Stoicheia token deck that focuses on being able to make use of a brand new exclusive token, being the Nobla Rose token for the Granfia deck, a powerhouse of a token that builds up power for the more tokens you call out onto your rear guard circles. So I wanted to update the deck with the new support we received from the Omniscient Awakening booster set. And don't worry, I will definitely be updating a plentiful amount of other decks from the Omniscient Awakening booster set, so look forward to them. But until then, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the actual ride deck, we have our energy generator with our starter being Kind Lordling Granfia. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Future Suzerain Granfia. When this unit is rode upon by Genius Wise Wolf Granfia, we call a plant token. So the standard, the Plant Rose tokens are the 5k power tokens with the 1 critical, grade 0s. And our grade 2 is Genius Wise Wolf Granfia. With this unit on Vanguard, if your rear guard is a plant token and your soul has a Future Suzerain Granfia, when you would ride a grade 3 card with Granfia's card name from your ride deck, you can ride without discarding from hand, which is the main go-to grade 3 that we run in the ride deck as well, with the additional grade 3s in the main deck being 3 copies of Lavian Lord Granfia. With the Vanguard ability, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1. All plant tokens on your rearguard become a plant gauge, and you call a Noblesse Rose token to your back row center rearguard, and you put all your plant gauge on that unit. So the Noblesse Rose token is a rearguard ability of this unit cannot be moved to other circles. If you have a Vanguard with Granfia and its card name, all the following effects are active. When you would place a plant token on rearguard, put this unit as the plant gauge instead, and this unit gets +5 for each of this unit's gauge. And when you would retire rearguard as cost, it can be paid by retiring a plant token rearguard. It can also be paid by discarding plant gauges. So the more you have on this, the more you can go for the retire cost for the actual abilities of your rearguard units and your Vanguard as well. But this is the main setup for the deck, because on the Vanguard circle at the end of the battle this unit attack, put 1 or more or up to a total of 5 Noblesse Rose token or plant gauges into the drop. Choose one of your rear guards. It gets +5 until end of turn for each card put into the drop for this cost. If you put 3 or more cards, stay on that unit, giving you the additional attack for your rear guard as well, using this unit as the added buildup. So the more Noblesse Rose gauges you have on your Noblesse Rose token, the better setup you can use for your rear guards to be able to attack with some bigger powers. The new grade 2 that we run in the deck, that we are running 4 copies of, is Fairy of Prospecting Raulua. When this unit attacks, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Granfia and its card name, retire a plant token, and this unit gets +10,000 till the end of that battle. If your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast 1, and this unit also gets critical +1 until the end of that battle. So not only do we have the pressure attack for our Vanguard being able to hit for immense numbers thanks to the boosted power of the Noblesse Rose token, the Raulua can also have an additional critical +1 on top of any other critical or trigger units you could have revealed off of your drive check as well for the additional drive checks for your Vanguard. So a very, very good power pressure rearguard to be able to rely on by just retiring a plant token, which you can also do just by removing the 1 gauge off of the Noblesse Rose token. The other grade 2s we run include the 4 copies of Ron Orangerine. When it's placed on rearguard, you may call a plant token to rearguard. And on front row rearguard at the beginning of your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard with Granfia and its card name, you may call a plant token. This just sets up more and more plant tokens on your Noblesse Rose token as gauge, and doesn't take up any counterblast or soul blast, just having the Vanguard be Granfia and having it on your front row rearguard. We're also running the 4 copies of Protopollen Rephilis. When placed on rearguard, you can counterblast 1 and call 2 plant tokens. Once again, just more plant gauge setup for the Noblesse Rose token for the Granfia setup. For the grade 1s, some of the more important grade 1s, once again, are token setup. So we're running 4 copies of Burrow Mushrooms. You put this unit in the soul, call 2 plant tokens to rear. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard with Granfia and its card name, choose one of your rear guards and gets +5 to end of turn. So additional setup, but also giving power to your rear guards, while also giving you more soul buildup for you to be able to use for the soul blast power of some of our other units, including our Farm and Pumpkin, which we're also running 3 copies of on rear guard once per turn. If you have a Vanguard with Granfia and its card name, Soul Blast 1, call a plant token to rear. If your Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, call up to 2 instead. More setup, once again, all these tokens are just going to be placed as Noblesse Rose gauge for your grade 0 token on the back row center, and that's what all these cards are meant to do. Just have more and more setup for you to be able to use. We're also running 3 copies of Fairy of Candor Darian. From the back row rear guard at the beginning of your battle phase, if you have a Vanguard with Granfia in its card name, call up to 1 plant token to rear. If you have a Noblesse Rose token on your rear, you can counterblast 1 and draw a card. So it's draw power as well. Having this card set up, and it's just a setup card. You don't have to put it into the soul. You don't have to, retire it. It's just being on the rear guard gives you the option for a counterblast 1 to draw a card when you have that Noblesse Rose token, and also call out a token, which sets up more of the gauge on your Noblesse Rose token. I feel like I'm repeating this a lot, but that's what the majority of the cards in this deck are meant to do to begin with the other grade 1s being the 3 copies of Rosarium Fairy. When this unit's placed on rearguard, retire another rearguard and call up to 2 plant tokens to rearguard. So just being able to pay 1 of the Noblesse gauge and then get 2 additional just makes up for those numbers. You build up those numbers as well because you would have the number build up in all the active ones for your plant gauge instead. And on the rearguard, when this unit attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Granfia or Leonorn in its card name and your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, choose one of your other back row rearguards and increase this unit's power by that unit's power till the end of that battle. So just when this unit attacks, being able to swing with this, targeting the Noblesse Rose, and gaining the power of that on top of the Persona Ride, you can hit for some pretty immense numbers thanks to the Rosarium Fairy. If you wanted to run 4 copies of this grade 1, you could always drop cards like Predapolin Raphaelis down to a 3 of count and put in a 4th copy of this triple rare. With the last of our grade 1s being the 4 Sentinels, Sentinel of choice depending on what you want to use. I have the 3 Custodial Dragon and the 1 Planar Prevent. You could also put Elementaria Sanctitude if you want where the Planar Prevent Dragon is. It's just player preference for that spot there. I run 1 order, and that order is just the Prolific Oranges. You pay with a Counterblast 1 to call up to 2 plant tokens to rearguard, just giving you more gauge setup with this order as well. If you want to, this could also be the 4th spot for the Rosarium Fairy if you wish. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the 7 critical for the added pressure that you can provide, and on top of the fact that our new grade 2 unit can also just have that additional critical, so you can split the trigger powers knowing this is going to have a critical to begin with and give the critical to the other rear guard, with our other trigger of choice being the front trigger, so the 4 copies of Frenzied Heiress, with our heals being the 4 Rhythmica Kiwi. If you want to run the ability heals, you can always put them in for this final spot as well, and our over trigger being the Bless Favor for the heal power, the additional critical power on top of the 100 million, and then the power to the front row additionally. Just like the front trigger, you have immense buildup of power to all your rear guards when they attack in this deck. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Very, very happy with the update to the deck. Always a favorite of mine for the Stoicheia lineup. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Qualia out.